Yeah, and a lot of people are willing to just make a live stream or make a video or just go on out there and tell everybody that they have autism and they're autistic and they want to do all this stuff because they're afraid of bullies. And I'm not afraid. I don't care. I am more than willing to stand up. And the more people that do, the less strange it'll be. There you go. You know what I mean? Like, right now, when you see somebody with autism live streaming or whatever, just saying that they had, like, you probably see a lot of people with autism live streaming and just don't even realize it. But when you see somebody who actually comes right out and says that they do and they promote it and they're proud of it and everything, it's like odd, it's weird, and so anything that's odd or weird is perceived as being not a good thing. It's, you know, it's usually it's like, that's, I mean, weird. You see, just weird is such a bad word now. But you see it more and more often, and it's not so weird anymore. Then people aren't so quick to think of it as in a negative term. Hello, Matrix Crawler. Welcome to the live stream. Matwix. Yeah, it's being weird. When you think throughout history, I mean, not even history, but like recent history, like Steve Jobs was weird. Bill Gates is weird. Like all the best people are weird. Elon Musk created Tesla and SpaceX. He's the only person who's been able to launch a rocket and land that same rocket on Earth. It went into space and came back and landed and was fine. And he's done it twice now. And he is so weird, that guy. And everybody loves it. They celebrate that. The guy, he taught himself rocket science. He didn't go to school to learn how to be a rocket scientist. He started reading books because it interested him. Wow. It interested him. And he started learning about it. And then he introduced himself. He went and sought out the brilliant people and talked to them and picked their brains, so to speak, to try and learn as much as he could, and taught himself rocket science. And I challenge anybody to say that he is weird in a bad way. There is no such thing. All the best people, like, okay, put it this way. When people are going to have a baby, they're going to have their very first child ever. The first thing they think of, the thing that they want most, is for their child to stand out, to not be just another kid. They want them to be the president of the United States. They want them to go to the moon. They want them to paint better than Picasso and play music better than Mozart. They want him to be the very best, the most standout person the world has ever seen. And then the minute they have that child and that baby is in their arms and they're thinking about school and they're thinking about friends, they want nothing more for that child to be absolutely normal, to fit in every possible way and not be different. Somehow, somewhere, something changes, and it's not because of what they want, it's because it's what they know everybody else is going to think. They're afraid of their child being bullied, they're afraid of their child being picked on, they're afraid of their child being seen as different. But up until that moment, when the actual birth happens, when the actual child is there in their arms, that's all they want for their child, is to be different. And it's pretty much, I mean, it's always there in the fabric of a parent's mind. They want their child to be the one child that stands out and is unique, but they don't want them to stand out and be unique to the point where they get bullied for it. But all the best people were unique. The thing is, every single person is unique. It's the ones that weren't afraid, the ones that weren't ashamed of it, they weren't trying to hide it, the ones that took that thing that made them different and unique and ran with it and learned it and loved it and got to be so good at it that everybody else went, wow, that person is a natural. But they're not a natural. They're just so very different and are proud of it. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Tesla, Elon Musk, Alexander Graham Bell. Even, what's his name from Italian Renaissance? Why can I not remember his name? He invented like everything, flight and everything. And I can't remember his name because I'm drawing a blank because I'm talking about all this stuff. Anyway, they're all seen as being weird. Like Copernicus, who said that the Earth goes around the sun instead of the sun going around the Earth. They wanted to kill him for suggesting such a radically bizarre, life-changing thing. Da Vinci, yes, Leonardo da Vinci, that's the one. They see these people who come up with all these things that don't make sense to them, and they say, no, that's not all right. You need to stop now. But they don't stop. They change the world because they believe in who they are and what they do. And they are the strange ones, and we celebrate them. And some people who are afraid of that bully people that are different and strange and unique because they know that they are the ones that will change the world. They are the ones that will be celebrated in the history books. They will be the ones that one day will be the ones that are talked about forever. Yeah, I tend to rant a lot. Sorry. The point is, if you're different and you're unique and people bully you for it, well, I'm sorry that they do, but don't ever stop. Don't let anybody ever stop you. Because one day it could be you. Could be you that people talk about. You come up with some radical idea or you change some radical thing, all because you looked at it differently. Rosa Parks, a black woman, double strike against her. Never should have been noticed, much less written about in the history books. And yet, she changed the course of humanity, not just in the United States, but everywhere. Because she wouldn't just be bullied into silence. And when I say bullied into science, for you kids, for the children that are bullied a lot, when I say bullied into science, I don't mean that a bully tells them not to say anything. By bullied into silence, what I mean is when somebody is bullied so much that they go to their house and they go into their room and they sit on their bed and they cry and they decide then and there that they don't want to be bullied anymore. They're just tired of being different. They're tired of being the target all the time. It's not that they stop being themselves. It's that they stop being. You know what I mean? Like, being bullied into silence very rarely ever means that you just stop saying the things that people tell you to stop saying. Being bullied into silence means that you're so depressed and sad and afraid that you kind of shut down. And it's not that you stop doing that one thing. You stop being you. And that's how a lot of people are silenced. And it's terrible. They don't even realize that they've stopped doing that one thing because they've stopped doing everything for fear of being bullied or treated differently. Retromaniac, no, if you're 20 years old, you don't have to put your parent info. It's just there for the kids. Like, a lot of the people who sign up are parents signing up their kids. So that's for them. You don't have to put in your parent info if you're an adult. It's the form says that it's required. That's not my choice. Alan, when somebody tells somebody else to act normal, if somebody says to you, you should act normal, somebody says to me, you should act normal, what they're really saying is you should act in a way that makes them feel comfortable. That's all it is it's their comfort they're thinking about. It's not your comfort or anybody else's comfort. It's not your uniqueness. It's not what you're saying or how you do it. It's just that it makes them feel odd. It makes them feel not quite right, and they're not comfortable with that. They can't handle that. They don't know what to do with different, and so it scares them and it makes them feel strange, like awkward. They don't know what to do with their hands, and they don't know if they're supposed to laugh or not laugh, or feel good or feel bad about it. They don't know what they're going to do, and so to them it's the most bizarre thing to them, and so they tell you to act normal. But normal isn't what you're supposed to be doing at all. And you don't need to change who you are and what you do because they don't feel comfortable. That's the last reason that you should ever change anything about you. I don't know why I'm flying around his houses. I could be at spawn. You should never have to change yourself for somebody else, for them to feel okay. If you're the weird one, if you are weird and proud of it, and you should be, you're the one that should feel awkward. You're the one that should feel out of place. You're the one that should feel uncomfortable around everybody else. But if you're not, then why should it matter if anybody else is? If they're not comfortable, if they think that you should be acting normal for them to not feel so awkward or strange, then they should leave. They should go, or they should get over it. But it's not up to you to change anything about you for their sake.